What's going on, everybody? This is Raw Star, and you're listening to The Misfit Effect. And of course, I'm joined with my wonderful, brilliant, fun, always very energetic Mrs. Sarah Lace.
Not always. Sometimes I'm sleepy. But actually, even then, I guess I can be hyper. But besides that, I'm always happy to be here. Even if I get distracted while we're talking and it goes from one conversation to a completely different one, I feel like that's just like part of what makes this entertaining. I
We are
think
we are the ADD podcast. So
I
we
feel like
are.
that's also you have good chemistry with someone when you can just like talk and keep talking, you
That's
know?
so true,
So if
definitely.
anything, it keeps the vibes up, keeps it flowing.
I love how you think of that. But yes, for sure.
I mean,
And
have you ever tried to talk to someone where like you didn't have that chemistry and it's just a weird conversation, felt very forced, pushy? Yeah.
yeah,
You're
I
not
feel like
that.
no, for those, I have like a series of questions, like kind of basic questions that I just go ahead and ask them to at least keep the conversation going. But I feel like it's not as entertaining when it happens that way. I like when we just kind of free flow this out.
yeah, 'cause I hate there's always three standard questions that we ask everybody, but it's usually everybody's different because she hasn't introduced you yet, and it's one fact about you that I read, and I'm
What is it?
I literally just said, oh, that's awesome. And we had like full on like a 5 minute conversation just talking about your talent. And yeah, this was before you even got on. So go ahead and introduce her, and we can talk about like how she has this amazing talent that I can't do anymore.
So, guys, this is the beautiful, gorgeous Selena Ivy. A couple things about her is she actually just started recently, but she has already been nominated as a 2024 hottest newcomer for AVN. So she's definitely making waves.
So
Nice.
I'm gonna say this, I want to throw it out there. So I was reading just online about you so I can get little information.
Yeah.
And you make cakes. And
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm up here in awe because I have not made a cake from scratch. Like I mean scratch. I don't mean like, oh, this is a box recipe. And I'm gonna make a cake. I mean from like literally scratch. And it was like a lemon peel cake. And I'm like, oh, that's so awesome. I wish I could still have that talent. And now I would I kind of want to ask her if I persuade you and the fact that her name her Twitter name is Kissy is it's Kiss blah, blah, blah. English I can't do it. It's Kiss
Kiss
Cake,
cake.
the Kiss Cake, and I'm like, you
Kiss
know what,
cake.
like if I could persuade her to I said, hey, if I slide you I'll slide you a dub, can you make me a little cake? Like,
If I lived there, I would be making so many people cakes.
Right?
Um, it'd be hard
I
to
would
ship it from
love
Jordan.
that. I would
hey,
love that. Have you ever thought
I
of
would. All you need is a box and you can ship cake. Um,
that's true. But have you ever thought of like naked baking or like naked like frosting? Maybe just like while you're camming or like even just making a filming a scene where you're just incorporating your hobby of cakes and decorating them along with like the fun part of being sexy and erotic.
Yes, I've had that idea for like 5 years, but I haven't really lived in a place. I haven't decorated cakes in a while because my kitchen is so it doesn't work. I kind of live in a shithole right now. I'm working on it,
Oh
working
no,
on
I
up.
get that.
But I think space is really the biggest thing. I just don't have a space where I have been able to do that stuff.
I
okay.
can see that
Um, but
definitely.
yeah, the plan's there.
Yeah, I love that. I feel like
Mm.
that's on the like to-do list essentially, or even a bucket list. I feel like
I'm
what
curious.
you
What's your
consider
favorite
it.
type to bake?
Mhm.
Well, I don't like baking as much as I like decorating and
Okay.
eating. Um, so as far as baking, I like just simple, because it's easier for me to
Okay.
get to the decorating part, and then in order to decorate certain cakes, they have to be a certain texture. So, usually like chocolate or vanilla. As far as eating, I love all I I love all cakes. I like
See,
strawberry made with like real strawberries. It's probably my
Yeah.
favorite.
see, like I know, like I despise chocolate. I cannot eat chocolate cake at all. Like
What do you not like about it?
the taste.
Do you like chocolate in general, or just like you
No,
don't like chocolate cake?
no. Only
Wow.
only type of chocolate I like is people. You
This
know.
chocolate people,
That's
goodness
it.
gracious,
No, literally,
Avatar.
literally, like on my birthday a few years ago, a friend of mine like was at the event, and like the host of it said, "Okay, I'm gonna buy Ross Star a cake." I get there and say, "Yeah, it's a chocolate cake." And the person who like they had come out to give me the cake knew I hated chocolate. So instead of making that person feel bad, it was a little small cake. They just smashed it in my face. And I'm like, I can't even lick my lips now because I'm going to taste the chocolate and just be more mad. I can't do it
He
at
just
all.
doesn't like chocolate in general. But I'm a huge fan of chocolate. I
Or
love
chocolate
chocolate.
first. I like
Ooh,
chocolate.
or even red velvet. Ah, I
That's
love.
even worse.
Fun fact, red
He's
velvet is
weird.
just chocolate with a shit ton of red dye in it.
Yeah,
I
I thought so.
my
I
mother,
figured it was basically the same thing, you know. But like,
my
I
my
don't know.
mother, my
It's
mother was eating red velvet ice cream or something like that when she went into labor with me. And I always joke about like saying, you were eating that nasty old red velvet chocolate cake crap. And I'm like, I gotta go. I can't do this no more. F this. No.
I'm
Ew.
out.
Yeah, and
right. Instead of an eviction, he's like deuces.
yeah, and the fact that I'm a C-section baby is that I made her pay for
Oh goodness.
Poor mama.
You were just a hassle, huh?
if you
Rockstar,
can't
you were just a menace from the start.
I mean, it's better to be a menace than anything else. So, so
That's true.
like, so what are all your hobbies anyway? We're talking about your cake making processes and stuff like that. But what else? What makes Selena Ivy? What does she do for fun?
Um, hmm. I don't know. I have like a million hobbies and not enough time or space to execute them. I like art stuff, so painting, drawing, just creating things. I love video games. I like reading. Um, I like fishing. I like kayaking, like outdoorsy stuff. Archery. What else? I don't know. I like traveling.
You
That's a
are a
big
diamond
one.
of all trades. Like
Mhm.
I don't read much anymore because of school, but I know this young lady right here, this young lady right here though, like she reads a lot.
I am
Books,
definitely a huge
books,
reader.
books scare me now.
Books scare you. Yeah, I can probably see that after spending so many years in college or in university and still being in university. Mind you, he is getting his doctoral, so he's pretty close, but you know, that kind of takes a bit of energy and stuff. I think he's over reading, you know, I think he just might need a little bit of a break.
I don't blame you. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Congratulations, though. That's fantastic.
Thank you much.
Yeah.
I'm literally just down to my last paper. Like
I mean,
once
that's
I
an
fit,
incredible accomplishment.
yeah, it's only 145 pages. So once I can write 145 pages, I'll be
Only.
Only, only.
I'll be Reverend Doctor Rawstar.
That
Yeah.
has a catchy that song. It's a
Or
catchy. It's
Doctor
got to
Doctor
bring you it.
Reverend.
Yeah.
What's up?
Reverend, Reverend
Doctor.
I think it has
Doctor
to be Dr.
something,
Reverend also, because
I
the
think
R and
yeah,
R I
yeah,
feel like should go together.
yeah. Doctor Reverend
right?
Rostar or Doctor Reverend
That's
Prince
true.
Rostar.
Mhm. So,
Yeah.
back to your hobbies. You said you like kayaking and stuff like that. So does that mean that your favorite time of the year is like summer and springtime?
I like spring and I like fall. I don't I like being in the sun, but I have like this um I try to avoid being in the sun because
I can see that, yeah.
wrinkles, I don't know, it's dumb.
No, I
um
get it. Trying to stay healthy and
it's just a
trying to
pain in the
like
butt
keep
to
up with their
constantly
skincare.
be on applying sunscreen, and I'm kind of like a little bit of an asshole about it. Like I need more, I need more. So I like spring and summer where it's not too hot, but it's like it's nice enough where you can go outside and kind of do your thing. So
Definitely.
I'm starting to feel all the wrinkles coming to my face and everywhere in my body. But I'm also old, so I think it comes with the territory. I'm,
He's getting old, but you and I are definitely looking young.
I mean, y'all the same age, so like,
Mhm.
or same age-ish, you know.
Yeah, pretty much.
So,
you look
question.
young and vivacious and
I
elegant,
think I
and you do
think
too. We all do.
I think y'all still got 10, 15 more years before y'all even start the show.
I just
Mm-hmm.
fucking hope so.
20.
Because both of y'all right now can still pass for that. Oh, I'm 21, or younger. I'm still under 21. Mama, this goes to the stepdaughter. Mama, I'm talking about stepmother. Mama, I just finished my first semester of college, and I don't know what to do. I'm so inexperienced, and y'all can still pass for that age. So y'all got a long while before y'all are saying, oh, y'all put dang near be 38 before y'all can say, oh, I'm a MILF.
Mm-hmm. That's
So
true. We're gonna be teens for a while. That's for sure.
Yeah.
so
Mm-hmm.
anyway, what games do you play? I'm sorry, video games. I'm a nerd.
The
I was
what?
gonna say that.
What games do you play?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I feel kind of dumb now that I said that because I'm not really playing anything at the moment. I've kind of been traveling a lot.
No, because you're a
Um,
busy woman.
yeah,
That's okay.
it's
But
something I
when you
really
do game,
love.
what do you like?
I like mostly first person shooters, and I really like Destiny, although it's kind of a grind game, so I have a love-hate relationship with it.
Mhm.
Rainbow Six Siege was my favorite for a long time. Very strategic style. I like those.
See, I've
Nice.
never I've never been good at FPSs. Like I play a lot of
Either.
like MOBAs. No, MOBAs.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
and stuff like that. So like I get into like the League of Legends and like the Stardew Valleys, and I know she's into this game called Sims. You know,
Yeah, I
I've
play a
never
lot of
played Sims, but I
You've
always
never
hear so much
played.
about it. I feel like I missed out.
Well, now the game is free to play. So I feel like if you want to check it out, I feel like now might be the time. It's like nice and like kind of relaxing. You kind of get to
get
people
lost
call it
in
a
it.
sandbox game. So you get to kind of like pick what avenue you want to like how you want to live your life in there basically. Whether you want to struggle or not, but I feel like it's a nice like distraction, especially if you add mods. I kind of like add things and make it dirty or make it realistic and stuff like that. There's this one that's called Wicked Whims mod that is actually what they make some like Sims porn videos out
Ah,
of.
That's
I kn-
awesome.
Yep.
I know a lot of people say that like they lose a lot of time playing it
Mhm.
because like it gets, you know, if you need a game, you need something to like distract you from life for a little bit. It can easily clear your 3 hours. And you're like, oh damn, it is 4 o'clock. And yeah. You know.
Or you
I feel that
could
way
do.
about Skyrim. I did that. I
Ooh.
recently started playing that on so I love that game so much,
Mhm.
but I played it way too much. But I feel like it just never gets old, you know?
I
I've
get
gone
it.
through it like at least 3 times, but I recently got it on the Switch. So occasionally I'll play it like when I'm on the go, and I could easily lose like 3, 4, 5, a whole day.
Have you ever played Monster Hunter?
Pretty awesome. Wait,
I
what?
dabbled.
Wait, I didn't hear it. What's
Monster Hunter World.
Monster Hunter?
Monster
I
Hunter
that
World, that
one.
like I haven't played Monster Hunter faithfully for like 2 years, but if you look on my Steam account, it is still my second most played game as far as hours. I put so many damn hours into
How many hours are we talking?
oh my God.
That's a good question because, for example, on Sims, at this moment, I've played about 36,000 in the lifetime that I've had it, which is 4 or 5 years now.
Let me see.
So it's, well, no, 3,400. I think I said it wrong. Did I say it right? I don't know.
Actually, I can't look it up because
What's your most played game?
I
Hmm.
I don't know, because I've hopped around from so many consoles. Mm,
Because
uh
even if you don't have like the actual
six
times,
hundred
what time
hours.
do you think you played? Ooh.
600 hours.
I've spent many all-nighters back in the day to Call of Duty and Skyrim when those
Yeah.
were popular.
Hmm.
Um, I would say now it's probably still Siege because I would play that for like 14 hours a day for a couple years in a row when I
Hmm.
was streaming on Twitch.
Yeah.
Um, that's a lot. I probably have a lot stacked up in there. And that was on PC. I had it on console and then I moved over. So that's not even including the hours I have on console.
And the only game I played more than
That
Monster
sounds
Hunter
awesome
World
though.
on Steam is
Hmm.
Stardew Valley, and that is about 900 hours.
That's
That's a lot.
insane.
And
Well,
like if I looked up if I could find League of Legends, it'd be
hmm,
very, very, very sad. I think I spent over 4,000 hours playing League of Legends.
League of Legends.
And the
Yeah.
fact that I like, you know, you play these free to play games, but you buy skins, and I
Hmm.
own all the skins, and that's probably over $6,000 worth of skins, like in money wise. And I'm like, I have a problem. I have an issue because it's a
Right.
free to
Like
play
that's
game, but
insanity.
I play to look pretty, and
I
I'm
play to look pretty. Goodness. But you said that you stream on Twitch. When you do, what games do you like to stream the most?
I haven't streamed on Twitch for a little while, but when I did, I would play Siege, and I'd like to get back into that. But same thing, it's like I haven't really had a space or time to do that because I feel like it's something you have to be pretty consistent with,
Mm-hmm.
and
yeah,
that's difficult.
I think if you can set aside like 2 hours a day, like 2 hours a day, 2 hours a week at least, whatever. And like it's after that, it's really easy to just let your friends know, hey, on Thursdays at like 8 p.m. to 10 p.m., I'm sitting here playing a game, or I'm just doing just like you're just doing this, you're just chatting right now. You can do just chatting and just sit there and say, well, I'm not playing a game today, but I'm putting my makeup on, getting ready for you all, and you can get people to say, oh. It's just like an Instagram, like you do an Instagram live
Hmm.
on that. You just can't be naked on there. Like, hey, so you know.
So fun.
But it's my friend.
Right.
My friend gets on there and all they do is they do their yoga or they put their makeup on and then they get off and that's all they do.
Hmm. I do that every once in a while. I haven't really been consistent lately because I'm in the process of getting a new laptop. But yeah, I wanted to at least try to do it maybe twice a week and kind of record those videos and kind of save them on a YouTube as well. Or do something like that where it kind of where you're still able to be safe for work and they get to see more of your personality besides just the adult stuff.
It's always true. Like, that's
On
like
Instagram or on
on
like
Twitch.
Twitch and YouTube.
okay. And I think
Mhm.
you can link streams now too,
Yeah,
right?
like they
Like if you
allow you
stream
to
on
link
one
stream
platform, you
now.
can.
So you can be
Okay.
on YouTube, Twitch. I don't like Kick, but you can be on Kick also. And
Mhm.
it's another site you can use too.
Mhm.
And like once you get that partnership, whatever, your fans will just, give you money just to say, hey, thanks for being you. Here's $50.
Mhm. That's
And
the goal, but easier said than done,
and
guys.
you don't have to be you don't have to be too sexual on there,
Oh, I just
so
realized my vape is the same color as your shirt.
Yay.
That's awesome.
so since we are
For
here
you.
for you, tell us, so you still dance at which strip club? I'm trying to find it. I lost it. It's in my
Still
brain.
dance at Pink Pony in Atlanta.
So how often do you dance there? Your fans can see you there, or
Um, I'm usually there 1 to 2 weekends out of the month. I always post my schedule on, I have a second Instagram that's kind of like club based,
okay,
but it's called Selena Ivy IRL. And I post my work schedule on there. But it depends how often I'm coming to or how often and how long I'm in LA or wherever else for the month. So
okay,
sometimes,
yeah, 'cause you
um,
travel a lot because you're the SHIT.
the
That's
what?
right.
You the
Because you're
SH.
the shit, girl.
I don't curse, so I spell the words. So
Big
I just,
book.
I would just call you the SHIT. I'm sorry if you don't think you're the SHIT. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to give you that notoriety that you're the SHIT. You know, you got to own,
Oh,
you got to own it that you're the SHIT. If you don't think you're the SHIT, we gotta
you're
get
so
we
nice.
got to
Thank
get
you.
you to be the SHIT and get you to believe
Mhm.
that you're the SHIT. Before this podcast is over with, you're gonna realize, you know what? I am the SHIT. I am
I feel like a
I am Selena effing
bee.
Ivy. Y'all better recognize who the F I am.
Ooh, okay. Preach.
My name comes from Catwoman because I'm so seductive, and Poison Ivy, probably this like one of the sexiest women in comic books. You better recognize who I am. I am a mixture of both. I am feisty, feminine, and I am poisonous because you love me so much. There you go.
Oh my goodness. Feel.
You know what's funny? I dyed my hair recently. It's kind of red, so I don't know. It looks better in the sun, like you
Ooh.
could see it more.
Uh-huh.
But
Yeah.
I was standing behind my little like backdrop thing. I was like, oh my God, this is Poison Ivy-ish. And it made me very happy.
Oh, I love that. That is
It was a
so
nice
true. That
moment.
is so true.
Yeah, I read that and thought it was so awesome because I was reading so I bounce around to different websites and so I can get information on you. And I said, oh, that's how she got her name. That's awesome. And that just proves that she's a little comic book nerd too. I don't know if she
Speaking
reads
of
it.
Lil, she's a
It's
little
either
short. I think she's 4'10", right?
mhm.
4'10". So she's definitely shorter than me. She's 3 inches shorter.
How
She's
tall are
like,
you?
I'm 5'1".
Really? I thought
Mm-hmm.
I stood next to I feel like you're shorter than that. Or maybe I'm taller than
I
10.
feel like maybe I might be like 5 feet, but like that's about it. I don't know.
I mean,
I think
Sure.
we're
I was slouching and like you had like a nice posture or something like that. Maybe that could have been it. But I know you're a little shorty.
It's it's funny when I meet people at the club and I'm in my, they're like 7-inch heels and some of these men are just still so much taller with me in my 7-inch shoes. Sometimes I'll just like take off my shoe and be like, look at how tall you are. Or I guess look at how short I am, whichever one. Um,
So I like
it's weird.
watching those videos where basically like tall guys like record themselves from a certain height. They record what we look like, and I'm just like,
I hate that. I think
gosh.
it's so goofy.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh my goodness. I feel
This
like I
is
look
what
like
you
a
see.
toddler. Like
This
just
is how you
looking up.
see me.
See, you don't got worried about me. I'm so short, so like y'all can darn near look eye level with me. So
That's true.
I'm only 5'6" and a little quarter. So I was destined to be short because my mom was 4'10". So
Mhm.
You're still taller than us.
by
Exactly. He's
not
still
by
taller,
much,
but he's short
not
for
by
a
much.
guy.
If y'all put on 3-inch heels, you're taller than me. You know, dang near.
That's exaggerating, and you know it.
Yeah, if I went to the Pink Pony and I saw you walking around there and you're like, oh, that's Raw Star, and you're wearing your 7-inch heels, I'm looking up to you like, hello, how are you
I
doing?
love that. No one ever looks up to me like that. So if there's like a moment, I get so giddy about it.
Right? When there's someone shorter than you, you're like, oh my gosh, this is
It makes
insane.
me feel so dominant. Like I just want to step on you.
Well, I am a sub, so I would appreciate that. But yes,
But
y'all,
still, like, there's not many people that are shorter than us. For example, like, I filmed with Minnie Stallion, like, when she first started. And mind you, she is one of the few people that is shorter than me, where we actually did it that she was like my stepsister. Like, she was my little sister.
How tall is she? I feel
She
like I know who you're
is
talking about.
I think she's 4'8",
four
4'6".
six, 4'7".
Oh wow.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
really short.
She could get a handicap parking pass.
She can, and she does have one.
That's beautiful. Good for her.
See,
Right?
I just have one to have it. But so are you into comic books? Are you just like the name, or you like the movies, or how was your?
I was into them a lot growing up. In my adulthood, not so much, but I still like have a love and appreciation for them. So I haven't really kept up with the new stuff. Um, but I have read probably way too much of like the older ones.
I be honest with you, I have not read a comic book all the way through since I was 7,
Really?
Dang, so it's been a while.
and I'm calling me old. I saw what you just did there. I saw what you just did there. Don't know, like don't say yeah, Raw Star. That was 34 years ago.
that was that was like half a century ago. No, I'm kidding.
That was longer than we've been alive. You haven't read a comic book in our lifetime.
Exactly.
I mean, when you put it like that.
So, right? Like that's why I laughed. Like we've known each other for about 5 years. So at this point, like goodness. The things that
That made me feel
the
really
shit we
old. So
talk to each other.
I said it, and that made me feel really really old. Jesus Christ! Oh my God, that hurt me. Like so,
Mhm.
I watch anime. Like that's
Right?
I read manga. I don't call that as comic books. I read manga. I've done that within your lifetime.
What
I
anime
like
do you like to
manga.
watch? Do you have a
I am
favorite?
a I am a huge isekai harem slice of life fan. My favorite one is the Melancholy Haruhi Suzumiya, but there's a lot of different animes that I watch depending on the mood. Because I like to like I like shonen. which is the fighting one. But it really depends on if I'm watching it with a group of people or just by myself. Because like my hero is a shonen sorta, and so is Dragon Ball Z. But yeah, it depends. Like, what are your like? If you watch it, what is your favorite? I can see if our visions align.
I like a lot of like movies. I don't know. I think of the last one that.
You said movies.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, it's kind of older, but I really like Black Butler.
Hmm. I'm
I
not sure
never,
if
I
I've seen
never
that.
got into Black Butler, but
Black
I
Butler.
never got into Black Butler.
Really?
It's just
I'll look it up later.
I
like,
feel like it's kind of underrated.
cause like for example, like right now I'm watching. Is it like I have a elf? How do I make a slave elf love me or something like that? And basically like this guy goes to like the demon like one of the summoners dies, and so they're auctioning off all his belongings, and he owned a elf slave, and like once this sorcerer sees her, he was like, oh my God, she is the most beautiful being I've ever seen in my life. And then he bids 10 million to get her. And that's in the first like 10 minutes. I'm not telling the story. And then like he's just really, really awkward because he don't know how to tell her like I kind of love you, you know. And like she's so used to being abused, she thinks that he's just using her to for something and then wants to kill her, you know. So it's just that awkward tension in that first episode. And I like stuff like that. I like people going to a different world and sometimes they're overpowered and they use it for good, or stuff like that.
I do like those kinds of shows, but right now this one that has my interest is called Delicious in Dungeon. So
What is
they're
it?
basically Delicious in Dungeon. It's
Okay.
on Netflix. So you can watch it easily. I think it's on the second season, and basically in each episode they're like cooking different kinds of foods, and they're basically like making out of like monster bits, essentially.
So you like Food Wars then, low key. Did you like Food Wars?
Yeah, yeah. Like I don't know, it was pretty interesting, and it is action packed. There's like dragons and like magic and stuff like that, definitely. So I don't know, I like watching it while I'm eating for some reason.
While you're eating,
Mm. Or while I'm
Okay.
cooking, it's
Okay, let me
depending.
let me give you the real title. I
I
had to
feel
look it
that.
up. The title was called An Archdemon's Dilemma: How to Love Your Elf Bride.
Okay.
So his
I love
dilemma
that.
is he's in love with this girl, but
What do you watch it on?
Crunchyroll.
Okay.
So I use Crunchyroll, I use Netflix, and I use High Dive.
Now, Peacock has a lot of good anime too.
People like the thing is people come to my house and we just have anime watch parties, and we
I love
sit
Mhm.
that.
we sit up like until like people just be falling asleep randomly, and we like just we sometimes stop it depending on who's all there. But she has a picture of like four of us in the living room, and like three people are just knocked out, and she's the only one awake, which is odd because she's usually the first one to sleep. And and we're just like laid out, and like I'm on the floor, and two other people are just on the opposite couches, and then the TV's in the
Mhm.
background playing some random anime. So yeah,
It's just really fun getting together and doing that, just spending some time together without kind of feeling like the pressure of like socialization.
you gotta be
Yeah,
social.
I think
You
that's
got
important.
Hmm.
we
If
got
you have
this.
people that you can do that stuff with, I feel like that's such a healthy and happy um
Environment.
pattern. Yeah. Yeah.
I think the I
Definitely
think the
is.
fact I think the fact also that like yourself, like you don't live in California.
Mm.
So just like Sarah doesn't live in California. So when y'all
Where do
come
you
from,
live?
I live in North Carolina.
Oh, that's not that far.
Mm-mm. It's definitely not. We're like neighbors almost. Well, our states are neighbors.
I have no idea how close y'all two states are together. I
She's
don't
like one
know.
state away, and depending on, I think
Mhm.
part of North Carolina touches the tip of, or no, I could be wrong. South Carolina, North
Yeah,
Carolina,
I think it does
Tennessee.
touch. I'm pretty sure it does.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What
Because
part of North Carolina? Can you,
well,
if
we
you don't
can't
want to
say that.
answer that, you don't have to answer that.
I'll tell you later.
Got it.
Yeah, we see, and then like because the like her and her partner come from afar, and
Mhm.
they stay here to watch like at my home, whatever, for while they're here. It's like, oh, we're in a nice central space. We're gonna stay here anyways. We might as well watch anime all night. What are we gonna do? Like, there's nothing to, like if you're not shooting, it's like, oh, so and we're kind of what's that word called? Introverts, unless we have to
Mhm.
go outside because the sun's a deadly laser.
Well, we like to relax together, because another thing we like to do is kind of like each have our laptop and just chill together on the couch watching anime while we're like editing something or uploading something on the laptop. So it like we're able to like stay busy together as well, or we're also able to just like relax and unwind. It kind of just depends on the day.
That's nice. I like that.
Yeah,
I
so
love doing that.
that's all we do. So,
Mhm.
questions for you. So, since we gotta let's get to some of these questions. So, since you're still a year, almost about a year, because from what I seen, it said your first scene was December 10th, 2022. I could be wrong, but it's for Bad
I,
Daddy POV.
you know, I don't know. I'd have to look at my spreadsheet for that.
Yeah, if it like was your first scene
Mhm.
Bad Daddy?
Yes.
So yeah, that was the first one. I think it said November 10th. It's around there.
Um, it said it was released December 13th, 2022.
13th, 22.
Yeah,
Okay.
13th.
I think that sounds about right. I don't know why. I feel like I started in like January or February of last year.
Well, you probably got going really hard. It was like, okay, this is your introduction scene in December. And it
I don't
was
know
just
about that. I think for 20, what was it? 20, last year was 2023.
three. Yeah.
23, yeah.
Yeah, okay. That sounds right.
It's like the year hits you hard. Yeah. No, like
Yeah.
because
I,
I think the first 1 or 2 weeks, like depending on who you're shooting with, because people like some people go to FTV first, or some people go to like some of these
I regret not
like
doing that, but I didn't know that that was an option because I didn't have an agent at the time. It
yeah,
was
Mhm.
just to take what I can get, and I would have placed my scene better, if that
yeah.
makes sense.
No, I totally get that.
Yeah, but I didn't know any better, and I was afraid. Like, it
Well, I
was
know, I know a lot of
spooky.
people don't know about FTV, right away sometimes because I know someone who did all they did was a blowjob scene, whatever. And no sexual penetration, but they said, well, no, you can't do FTV now because you've been touched, you know.
They felt. I don't know if I could say that.
Yeah, we're
I
not
don't
gonna
know.
say
Well,
that.
Get it? It makes it not your first
Yeah,
scene, but
make sure not your
like
first scene.
it's
because
still
I've
your
worked with them
like
before, but it was like pretty further in my career. But I
Well,
guess I'm still like, I don't have enough. I think I only have like 25 scenes out there. So I'm still very,
you're still kind
which
of
which
new and
which brings me
fresh.
to my next question. If you could pick your top five, so this is your basketball lineup or your lineup of people who you have
for
not worked
drafting,
with.
for the
Yeah,
drafting.
this is your top five draft.
Mhm.
You can see it as you're doing a single scene by yourself with these people, or you're doing a group scene, however you want to see it. Who are your top five that you have not worked with that you want to work with?
There's such a hard one. There's so many, there's so
Like,
many good ones. I
Oh,
feel
I
like
Me,
those have
know.
to be kind of on separate lists, like performers that I haven't worked with and then performers that I have.
no, this, no,
I can see that. That's how I
this
am.
is just you have not worked with. So I mean, like you probably worked with blah 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 like 4 times, and they're great talent, but you work with them, so that they don't count. They're disqualified
Okay, so this has to be people that I haven't worked
that you
with.
have not worked
Yeah.
with.
Your wish list,
Your wish list. This
as
is
it
so if you could get this person off Amazon for 5 cents, who would be your who and you have 25 cents of all the performers in the world, present, current or past, whatever. You have 25 cents, and each performer costs 5 cents. Who would you pick?
goodness gracious, World Star.
Well, another question. Sorry for the technicalities. I just need to know. Um,
Right?
what if they're people that I've done content with, but I haven't done like a studio scene with?
um, it's your
Let's go ahead
discretion.
and count that. Sure.
Okay. Okay. I
Sure.
really
Tell us
want to
who
do
they
a studio scene with Zach Wild.
are.
Okay,
Okay.
Um, hmm. I'd love to do a studio scene with Isaiah Maxwell.
I just
Okay.
talked to him yesterday.
Right?
I'd like to do a studio scene with Dan Wild. I feel like this is cheating though, because these are all like
Jeez.
what like men that I've test driven.
Well,
See,
I was
like, so, like, okay, then let's
for
review
you
this.
and say yes.
Let's redo this. Men, you had like men. It could be men or female or TS or whoever you want us to
Anybody.
intimate end with, as long as they're a breathing human being. That you have not been
Okay.
sexually with. Period.
Okay. Um, Angela White.
Okay.
Okay. That pops up a lot for
Uh,
sure.
yeah.
I can
I
definitely
understand
why.
why.
I know why. She's a
Um,
booty.
hmm. See, now I'm kind of nervous.
Why are you nervous? No, because like honestly, you never know who might listen to this, and I might say,
Mhm.
"Oh, she wants to do a scene with me."
Um,
Okay,
I really want to do a scene with Madison Wild because
okay.
I get it a lot that we look alike. So I feel like we'd have some really good scenes there.
Yeah,
Um, hmm,
that'd be hot. A little taboo content.
yeah. um, hmm. Now I'm drawing blanks. Hold on.
I
Hmm.
can see it. I'd have made her draw a complete blank.
Right? You still
You
can't think of
It
any.
got really hot in here, and I'm kind of blushing now.
you still got 15 cents.
Look, I
Oh,
feel
that's
like
okay.
I feel like one of the good ways that I do it, or at least when I'm planning on filming content, or like if they ask me who I want to film with, I'll just like if I draw a blank, I'll just scroll through Twitter, just scroll down, or even scroll through Pornhub and be like, oh yeah,
That's a good
that
idea. I have lists on oh, by the way, if I have ever added you guys to a list, but it's like written in Russian, I'm not like up to some schemy stuff. It's just how I organize like contacts or like people that I want to work with or people. But I know that you could see like you get added to a list. So I just kind of wonder like, what people think of that if they see me do that. So if I've
I
Did
done
mean,
you say
that,
you did Russian?
you what?
you said
Did you say
Russia.
you did Russian?
Yeah, so if you well, I don't know if it'll show it, but I have like they're all written in Cyrillic.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Are
Um,
you question like? Well, this is. Are you? How can I say this and not be
That is
canceled?
fascinating.
Are you?
Are you Russian?
Are you Russian? Are
Do you have a
you
background in it? I'll be blunt.
adopted, yes, a little
okay?
bit. But not born, I'm like fully Hispanic.
Nice.
Oh,
That's amazing.
okay.
You don't have to get too personal about it, but I just love the idea of like knowing more than the one language or knowing more than one culture and being able to embrace that, you know?
Mhm. I can read and write, but as far as speaking, it's a little rough. Oh, there's one, Alex Mack. I'm
Ooh,
like, oh, he's really
okay.
patient.
there's one name
We
that I
love
see. Okay, I'm gonna say like I was looking at past interviews and there's one name that I don't know if you worked with or not that
him.
they said you said was your favorite person, and I was sitting back waiting for you to say that person, but I'm assuming
Who
you've
is
already
it?
worked with them. Um, Alex Cole.
Who? Oh,
Alex
yeah.
Cole.
Okay. Yeah, no, I would love to work with her.
The way you said Alex Mack, I'm like, oh, they're like, no, no, that's.
You like Alex? Oh, other Alex.
Nope, nope.
Alex Cole, uh, Madison Morgan.
Is your 25 cents?
There you
That's
go.
all
That's
25?
it.
I only got
Papa.
one dick in there. Wow.
No, you'll be surprised. Like, um, when I like generally when I ask female performers that question, most of the time they name at least 3 to 4 females they want to work with, and
Mhm.
they always leave off a dude. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, I only named one dude, and it's okay because you know what will work on set more than anybody else, and you know who you would have chemistry with more than anybody else. Because
Yeah.
once a fan sees, they be like, oh damn, damn,
I haven't done a
Mhm.
lot of girl stuff though, so I feel like that's why that list was a little easier
Ooh.
in that on that front versus like performers that I've done
yeah.
content with but like haven't worked with on set.
I get it. Because with
Mhm.
boy girl stuff, you've kind of already checked the box off on a few of them versus with the girl stuff. You're just like, there's still
I
a
haven't
lot more
really worked
matching.
with many girls at all. I want
Oh,
to. I'm just kind of scared.
no,
Honestly,
I can see that. I feel like there is an intimidation like level to it because you never know how the other girl is going to like act or even react.
Yeah.
I want to say this, and this is just because like 90% of the stuff that I've shot is a girl, is I feel that when a female is with another female, she knows what she likes. So if she knows what she likes, she can do that to her screen partner, and like it can be done vice versa. And because of that, y'all can relate more with each other than a dude with just a penis that's saying, "Oh, I'm gonna do this," and like sometimes not knowing how far they can go in without hurting you, whatever, and
Yeah.
or making sure that they can stay happy during the scene, and you don't gotta worry about that.
I could
And
see that,
then
like there being more of a little more of a connect.
and
Yeah,
you get time it a lot better too if it's girl because like sometimes like you can't hold back a nut, and I'm sorry to be so blunt saying that, but sometimes like you don't know what you're going into, and if it's good or if it's whatever, and if you come, it's like, oh well, damn,
you're like, oops,
there's the money shot. It became a cream pie, and that wasn't the intention, and so
right? Or
you're
it
and so
ends up
you're
not being
SOL,
that.
and you could time it a lot better when you do a girl.
I can definitely see that.
I learned a little bit in my
Like,
in my in my in my in my time in this industry, just a little bit.
mhm.
I learned a few things. No, but
Yeah, I feel like girl content is definitely a lot easier to film. Obviously, if there's a strap on, it kind of takes a little maneuvering still, but I feel like in general, it takes less time start to finish. Unless you're doing TikToks, of course, and then you get distracted.
that's just you.
Oh, it's not just me. I know other people that do that with
I'm just
me.
messing. I've recorded a lot of stuff with her and other people, and they do a lot of TikToks. I'm like, yep,
Mhm.
I've seen y'all get really distracted. Like the TikTok is longer than the scene.
Not always. Like sometimes, yeah, it takes longer, like because it's like I like to do transition videos like before I get my makeup, before I do my makeup and then versus after, or like, like trying on a bunch of outfits and doing little transitions of them. So I that definitely takes up time, but it's because I feel like marketing is a very huge part of what we do, like we may have a full 30-minute video, but if we don't market it, we're not going to make money. So I like doing a lot of like safe for work stuff and little teasers, instead of just cutting out teasers from the full video. I like doing it that
Yeah.
way, giving a little more variety too. Mhm. And gifts, of course. I do a lot of gifts.
Gifts.
I love gifts.
Get like the
G
little
I GIF. Like
gotcha.
like the video,
Yeah.
like the 5-second videos that just go in and out really quick, or
Mhm.
10-second videos, and it's just a little quick
Mhm.
looped video.
I
Exactly.
love those. Those are underrated.
Exactly. I love using those as ways to promote content. I feel like
But
that's definitely amazing, like to do. For example, like turning maybe like 15 or 30 seconds of your trailer, like speeding it up and just putting it in a GIF. So instead of giving them 30 seconds of content, you're only giving them like 3 seconds on loop.
Mhm. I
yeah,
like gifts. I think they're
I can
easy. Like they're
I can
easier
tell you
to.
as a male,
Definitely.
growing up in the 2000 era, when it
Mhm.
was a lot harder to get to get stuff, like that's all we need is those 10 seconds, on so the less you can give them, the better.
Mhm.
I'll be
They
honest,
have to use their imagination, or they have to pay for it at that
that's what
point.
but that's also why I like storylines, because if you give them just the storyline and then you fade, whatever, that gives them like, oh my goodness, these two individuals. Oh, Selena Ivy is dressed up as Catwoman, and this other person is dressed up as as Poison Ivy. Or if you want to get more technical,
or
because no, because in some of the in comic books or whatever, there is a Poison Ivy Harley Quinn relationship somewhere along that line. I was seeing Ivy's dressed as Poison Ivy, and this woman's dressed up as Harley Quinn. Oh my
Do that
God!
so badly. That
Oh
is
my
on my
Oh, I
bucket list
love
to
that
like.
show. I love that show. It's Harley Quinn, I think.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, and they're about to get it on. Oh my God! Like she has Poison Ivy captured, and and it goes up with Harley Quinn lifting Selena Ivy's head up with her bat, and then she go in for a kiss, and then it just says bye now, and then your fans be like, oh my God, just and they'll just take their wallet out like, oh, take it, I did just throw my wallet over there. And like,
He's not playing. He's got a big imagination, if you couldn't tell by now. He
That's good. That's
definitely.
important,
yeah,
Mhm.
I be sitting there,
especially for this line of work.
they be like, they be
Exactly.
like, I need a storyline. I'd be like, okay, let's do this. And
I've done that a few times.
pretend like I'm a director. And I'm not getting paid to direct, but like, so this is what we're gonna do. So we're going to say, okay, y'all just got back from a family trip. And like she's your friend, and y'all couldn't get any alone time because your nagging little brother was always around there, and y'all couldn't hang out in the woods. But everybody went out to Golden Corral, or they went out to a Steak and Shake, and y'all are just there alone. Y'all got like 30 minutes free time before everybody comes back, and y'all get to have some fun. That's the storyline.
Oh my gosh. Because yeah, last time he directed basically it was like a slumber party, but it was just me and another girl. So essentially, the way we did it was that I had invited her for a slumber party and told her there was going to be a bunch of other people. Come to find out, it was just going to be me and her because I had a crush on her and I wanted to tell her in person. So that was the storyline.
That's a great one because that one's so relatable too.
Right? I was trying to keep it like essentially girl next door vibes and not just make it too like porny. What
I like that.
are some of your like favorite storylines that you've done? Or maybe where you just thought of them out of the blue and you weren't sure of how it was going to come out, but it turns out great.
I like the ones that I can act a little more like it, just genuinely versus like you said, the corny.
Porny.
Yeah, because I feel like it adds into people watch this to like almost get lost in their I
Mhm.
don't know in their wank session. So
Yeah,
when it can be more realistic and you can sell it as that, I feel like that's I don't know, that's just more fun.
it's definitely a great way to take a break from reality, you
Mhm.
know? Like some of the stuff that we say or do may not be realistic, but it's nice to just kind of like, forget some of the like laws of gravity or laws of physics that we tend to defy and just imagine like the crazy wild things that we do being real.
See, I have a thing with this because like a lot of people, a lot of dudes really do just like gonzos, and like I
Mhm.
get it, but for me, it's like I always need to know why you're there. Like why? Like if for the summer party, if that was just a gonzo scene, I don't know. Like, oh, this okay, you're here, you're with her because you have a crush on her and you wanted to show that sexually. Okay, that is why you're there. You invited her over. I need to know, like, for example, even the most lamest storyline. Oh, my man has a pizza and he's bringing you a pizza. Hey, I'm sorry. I ain't got no money. Can I pay you in a different way? Okay, he is there at your house dressed in a pizza uniform because he delivered you a pizza and you broke. So you
They
gave
give them a piece of that pussy.
yeah, you gave him a piece of tail, and like there you go. Or like, you said to the person like, hey, if I flip a coin, what's the chance I'm gonna get head? And she says 50-50. And you like, bet, let's go ahead and do it. And then like she's mad because like she just thought you talked about flipping a coin, but you propositioned her for head. Storyline. And I need to know like why we why we're here.
Do you feel like that can be summed up in just the title and then like the
What?
video is the video?
Well,
No,
yeah,
yeah.
it definitely can, and I feel like sometimes it should be summed up in a title. But I think overall, as a way to kind of make a video more unique, it's better to have a storyline versus just having Gonzo. Because Gonzo, at that point, you're just making a sex tape.
Mhm.
Yeah, because like the thing is this, like in a title you can say, and I hate using these stereotypes, but um, you see like big booty Latina, and it's like okay, she has a big booty, and then you go watch her in the video, all of a sudden she's just already unzipping the dude's pants, whatever, and it's like okay,
You're like, can we see some of the booty first?
yeah, like I would, and like, and there are some videos that like do that where they have the girl like dancing and showing her booty off in some type of lingerie, and then she dances naked, whatever, and then it goes into the scene, whatever, and then it's straight up Gonzo. But I feel that it lacks effort,
Mhm.
you
I feel
know.
like that's when you like can't think of a storyline or the space that you have just doesn't have a good like theme for a storyline type of thing, you know? So it just like it definitely makes sense to do gonzo sometimes, but at least the way that we definitely lean towards like storylines in both watching and filming.
I
I
think
like the creation of the storylines. I don't really do a whole lot of that. But I think it's because a lot of my content trades are very like my trips are always they're a little chaotic. Um,
Mine can be too, definitely. I feel like that's how it is.
so how
Try
do you
to get as
manage
much as you can.
how do you manage that like having a just the organization of being able to show up to, you know, whatever trade you're doing and then have the storyline? Like, do you have the storylines already pre-mapped out? Is it something, do you have like a notebook that you just keep them all in and then you show up and you're just like, okay, let's do this one?
So it's kind of there's like three methods that I have, and it's kind of like sometimes I do all three, or it's just at the last minute. So basically, I do have a notebook or like a Google Notes document where I have all the different storylines that I just randomly think of that I would like to try, and then I have um when I do plan on filming with someone, when we're scheduling it out, if they tell me like what outfits they have, and if we already know where we're going to be filming at, for example, if it's going to be at his place and he wants us to use the couch or the bedroom, or we're only to use allowed to use certain places, then I kind of already start thinking that through, you know, so that way I can bring outfits related to the background and related to the theme. Because I do also like to kind of wear certain colors for certain themes, and also like of course depending on what the background is, kind of just do a little mix and match, make everything blend together, you know. um but then if sometimes things end up being in the last minute where we don't know like where we're gonna film at, or like what outfits we're gonna wear, then I kind of just bring things, and I'll either pull up something from my book, or I'll just kind of look around and be like, okay, well we have this couch, or we have this kitchen that we can use. Maybe I'll be the housewife, or maybe you'll be playing video games and I come in and I want your attention, and so I just get naked to try to distract you. You know, it's kind of like that where it's almost like ad lib, but as far as actually thinking of storylines, you just kind of think of them at the last minute and just kind of expand on that, see where it goes naturally.
I know for the
Right.
ones
Hmm.
that I've shot, usually shoot whatever.
Hmm.
Um, I sometimes just buy have to come up with an idea and then buy the stuff they need for it, you know, because I know for her and someone else, they did like a demon angel scenario, and so I bought both of them like wings and underwear that matched the wings, you know. They did that scenario. Like I think the last one she did here, they both were wearing Chun-Li outfits, you
Hmm.
know, and stuff like that. So I always try to make sure, like if I'm shooting it, whatever, that at least beforehand we have an idea of what they're going to wear. And like, I don't believe in having like a printed off script because, you know, that's too much memorization. But I feel like as long as you know the arc,
Hmm.
that instinctively, you know, how you're going to go, you know?
Yeah,
That makes sense.
So it
definitely.
just depends. But it's also harder because as I said, like most of the stuff that y'all do for trade wise is in California. So
Hmm.
because of that, it's like y'all have to get stuff shipped to you all beforehand. Y'all come out here, or unless you're staying here for a while, like in excess of like 8, 9 days, you can have it. You got to have it mailed to wherever you're staying at, and
Yeah.
which still makes it a little bit harder to fully plan because you can't say, "Oh, I can go home really quick and grab this," you know.
Yeah, it's not that easy.
It's a struggle on set too, because it's like sometimes like I'll have a shoot booked for like a month notice, but then they don't send me the call sheet until like 24 hours before, like the day before. I'm just like, well, I brought everything that I thought might have been the scenario, didn't bring that. And now I have
But
to like scrounge around the
Yeah.
town for, whatever little bit of time that I have to go try and find something.
yeah, I
Hmm.
remember like Sarah was here and they said, "Oh, we need you to wear something vintage," and it's
They
like,
ask for some such like so specific things at the last minute, and that's such a like
Mm.
I don't want to. I'm not a bitch, but like,
Like, I don't want to
come on,
like
guys.
spend money on something that I may not even end up wearing.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Like they want you to have a million options, but
At
then
least
nine,
three
just from
is what they
experience,
say.
9 times out of 10, they don't go with any of them.
yeah, and then
Sometimes they'll have stuff there and they tell you like, oh, well, just in case this doesn't fit you right, we just wanted you to have extras. Or sometimes they're like, oh yeah, just in case it didn't come in on time, which it's happened to me a few times. So it's great to have them, but it's also kind of like kind of annoying to have to carry that much stuff around, especially in the middle of the day. Like the normal person, the average person is not like walking around with a huge ass suitcase, you know?
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
I want to say two things. One, that's why like depending on what you have to wear, if it's something like very very niche, Goodwill is your friend. And
Hmm.
even if you're close to a washer and dryer, you can get to that quickly, whatever. That is your
Yeah.
friend. Otherwise, and Sarah can attest to this, that I'm addicted to Amazon, but having a Prime account can come in handy.
Oh, for
Hmm.
sure. But then there's times where, like, so let's say Goodwill is an option, if we are out of town and we don't have a way to get there aside like a $40 Uber, like that's frustrating.
I become the Uber for my friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
that's
I've
nice.
gotten lucky enough to have him there when I need him to um to like take me places because they were very specific kind of about what they were asking for. We went to three different thrift stores. Luckily they were all like in the same general like vicinity, but it was just like we couldn't find certain things in the first two places that we had to just keep going.
That's a
And
lot.
it was all for something that we had to like where I had to be there the next morning at like 9 a.m. So I was like, I need this outfit
Yeah,
now.
and then we're running around at 5:30 p.m. and they gave her the call sheet like at 4. It was like, oh, I don't have any of this crap.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Uh,
I was
Yeah. And
supposed
it
to
sucks
look
because it's
like a
like
church girl.
I have so much like costume, wardrobe, props like here at my place in Georgia. But I can't take all that. And you know what sucks? When I would take in my first like few months filming, or my first year pretty much filming, I would take just about everything that I could possibly need. And I was always like super prepared, but then I'd never need any of it. And I'd finally like recently decided, you know what, I'm just gonna start packing light because no one ever needs this shit anyway. I'm tired of carrying it around. It's
Yep.
expensive to carry around. It's a
on a
pain in the
side
ass to
note,
carry around.
I heard about your suitcases and that sounds nice.
The what?
You said someone bought you a suitcase that were like three bags put
Oh yeah.
together.
Someone
I'm
did
like,
buy
That
me a
sounds
set of
awesome.
suitcases, and oh, they're amazing. They're like, I don't know how to describe them. They're like hard-sided suitcases, but then they have
Mhm.
these Velcro, um, like patches on the side, so you
Mhm.
can hook them up to in like as many as you want, essentially. So you can just pull them all in one train. So I've been walking around the airport with this train of suitcases. I look fucking ridiculous.
Oh my God, for real. I feel like we look like divas or like we trying to be
Yeah.
bougie, you know, like we're trying to be
And
like
people
influencers. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I just genuinely need to have this variety.
people never cease to comment, to make a comment on it as well. And then I feel like, well, I'm not high maintenance. This is my job. Ow.
I know. That's definitely one of the things. It's just like, especially when you're having a certain amount of like luggage and suitcases, you have to also expend more because then you have to go and order like the XL ride, you know, and
Yeah.
then you like can't take like public transportation to get somewhere because it's just like way too much, you know.
Yeah. No, like
Sometimes it's just
I
like
took
that.
3 suitcases on the flyaway one time. That was a nightmare. And everyone was looking at me like, who is this? Like, it was not a
Mhm.
pleasant experience whatsoever. And especially
Exactly.
if you go to like the Burbank airport from the I guess the airport to the rent-a-car
Yeah.
Yeah,
section,
the
that's like a
flyway.
mile of a walk.
Hmm. That can get pretty annoying and just I don't know. It's also like time consuming, you know,
Hmm.
just because you obviously have to walk like slower and everything when you really just want to just get to where you're going, and you're just like, oh my
And
God.
waiting on the bags.
And to think of how long it takes to pack that much stuff just to essentially not use half of it.
I would say even more than half, like 75%.
Mhm.
So then someone told me about the Goodwill thing, and I was like, well, that's a great idea in theory, but how am I going to get there without spending a ridiculous amount to get
Mhm.
there? And then
Yeah,
have to go to another place if I didn't find what I needed.
Well,
when I'm in
I always
certain
say it's
places,
good.
I use the bus.
The bus?
Hmm.
I always say it's good to have a random
Okay.
friend that wouldn't mind driving you sometimes. Like depending on where your general vicinity is. Because like luckily for me, people who come and stay in my crib, whatever, I live like relatively close to all the testing places, whatever. So it's a good area that if we need to go there, it's not like a 30-minute drive,
Mm-hmm.
so it's close, whatever. And yeah, and I don't mind, and like if you're here, I don't mind driving. Because I work from home. Like where I'm sitting right now is where I spend like my work time. It's just right here, like literally right here.
Hmm.
So and then I game right here. I play video games right here. So it's like I don't mind driving somewhere, which makes it easier for my friends who are like, raw, help.
Or sometimes I'll steal his car and go, just kidding. I don't do it that often. I'm not that
That
crazy about
often.
driving in California. So those highways and stuff, I'm like, you know what, Rostar, do you have time? Would you mind? I'm
That's
just
a whole beast in itself.
Well, I mean, like
I'd
I just
rather die, you know?
I've seen people drive in North Carolina and I've seen people drive in Atlanta. Like, yes, California driving is bad, but North
Atlanta's
Carolina,
bad.
Charlotte is horrible. I'm sorry.
I haven't driven through there.
I have, and my because my like I have family that lives in North Carolina, and like just going through the Charlotte area sometimes is just risking your life. You know,
I've gotten stuck there at the airport a couple times, and I will say,
that's the worst
out of
airport in the world.
yes, that is for
I
me,
don't
that is
like.
genuinely
I
the
would say
worst
this.
airport
I would say
I've
this.
ever been to.
Atlanta, yes, is the biggest airport and it's annoying, but Charlotte will cancel your flight and not tell you for like 2 hours.
Oh
You
boy.
know.
Yeah, they, I actually just flew in and out of Arizona, and I got stuck in Charlotte this past weekend, and they changed my flight from 10 p.m. to 6 p.m. the following day, and they didn't even give me I didn't get a voucher for anything. I didn't get a
What was the
hotel.
airline?
It was American Airlines.
You should call and like raise hell because
Mhm.
they owe you that.
Exactly. I'm in
I
the
think you can get
process
like
of
three
getting that
times your
done.
flight.
Yeah, I'm in the process of getting that done, but it was just ridiculous. Like the customer service, and then to think about how many years they've been under construction just for them to never be complete.
How long have they been under construction?
At least five
At least
years.
like a
Oh
long time
wow. What are
because
they constructing?
nothing.
They're constructing the gates, they're trying to build new restaurants and bars. But the thing is they keep adding more work, but they don't finish one item at a time, you know? Like
Yeah.
I finish one project, then go to the next, but they have like I feel like every terminal has some part of construction going on. And it's just ridiculous. Even down to the baggage claim area. There's construction all over there.
That's insane.
It's ridiculous trying to get your bags.
See, Atlanta is a lot of people complain about the Atlanta airport. You know,
Mhm.
I was raised here, so I've that's been my
Mhm.
like my home base airport. I feel like it prepared me for the worst of everything because it's so big. But if you just like look at a map of the airport and you take the plane train, like I feel like it's really easy to navigate.
Mhm.
I think it's because of how big it is. Because that is a huge.
Yeah.
I think y'all the biggest airport in the USA. I think.
I think it is. I think it's
Yeah,
like one of the I think it's the second largest in the world.
yeah, and it's just huge
Something
for
like
no
that, yeah.
reason. And
But
the
I
thing
feel
is,
like they made it smart, you know, they were smart about it when they like built the map.
Yeah.
I know,
Versus
Yeah.
like
like Charlotte, it's like it's ridiculous. Like everything's far from each other.
You know, I have
so
flown in there for connecting flights. Yeah, it's a little bit of a shit show.
I have two
Are we,
stories.
yeah.
I have two stories.
Yeah.
So I have a disability, as y'all know, and like so I get pushed on the wheelchair, whatever. So I got there like I won't say 3 hours early. I was sitting there waiting to get pushed from the wheelchair area to the terminal, and I sat there for like 2 hours before anybody decided to even push me. And the thing is, and note, because I'm in a wheelchair, I skipped the line anyway, but that's before anybody decided. And I'm like, I'm gonna miss my flight. Oh, there were 5 people ahead of you when you got here. No, I got there 3 hours early. And it's like, really? And just this past March, my I went to the Bahamas. So like most of my family came from the Midwest area and they came from there, like through Chicago, to Charlotte, and then we almost missed like if they weren't able to figure out a way to get them on a different flight because they didn't know what they were going to do in Charlotte,
Mhm.
the it was 4 people that was stuck in Charlotte. They would have missed the cruise.
That's
So
insane.
I hate, I despise having to go to Charlotte when I have to go to or go through Charlotte. It is
Mhm.
a poop show, you know,
It
and
just sucks because now they're always overbooked and understaffed. It's not one specific airline or airport, it's just all of them in general, you know? I feel like over time it's just gotten more difficult to at least have like air travel.
so so what do you have? Like I do want to get this. So what do you have coming up that we should look forward to?
I mean, aside the usual, I mean, I have, you know, my weekly scenes on OnlyFans, so there's that.
Okay, I didn't know you did weekly scenes. What you said? Yeah, that's my usual weekly scenes. So everybody, she does weekly scenes. So you pay
Weekly scenes.
her huh?
Weekly, yeah.
That's
Yeah, what's that? Her weekly scenes, and like I don't know how much her subscription is. Is it free? Is it free or is it pay to watch for each scene?
It is cheaper than a Netflix subscription, so you should be subscribed.
See, subscribe,
cool.
Hmm.
subscribe, and you get to see this beauty all the time. You
And
know.
talk to me.
Pricing.
and you get to have a conversation. You know, where else can you have conversation with Selena? And
Strip
like
club.
unless you go to a convention, unless you like pay all this money to go to a convention, and then you got to pay to talk to her anyway at the convention. Come on now, you might as well do it the easy way, and you can be at your home and say, uh, pay your fee for subscription, and then tip her $20 and be like, hi, and she says hi back. That is a $20 hi, and it's well worth it. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
I have
She doesn't even know what to say now. That messed her up.
a little bit.
We ramble.
Um, I have I have a feature film coming out that I did
Oh,
with Less Cinema.
Ooh.
oh
Um,
shoot. Oh
so
snaps.
that's gonna be out, I think, in the summer. I'm really excited for that.
Ooh, so it'll be coming up very soon then.
Yes. Oh yeah, it
Like
is
the summer.
summer. Whoa.
Yeah, we're about to be well, I think we technically are summer. I don't know when's the first day of summer, but
In
technically June
summer.
20th is the first day of summer.
Okay, so we're getting
We're,
close. That's
we're
exciting.
basically there. Yeah.
Aside that, I don't know. I'm still trying. Exotica in Miami, I'm trying to plan for right now. So that's kind of like my
Ooh.
next big event.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Awesome. Do you know what booth, like what company you would be signing with? Or do you
It
have a guess?
will most likely be the Elite Talent Direct booth,
Perfect.
which is my agency. I don't know about like booth numbers or anything. I don't think they give that so
They don't
soon.
give that till like the last like 2 weeks, till like you're very
Yeah.
close to it. But this way, everybody knows that if you do end up going to Miami Exotica, they will be able to find you there at the agency booth.
Yeah.
When is Exotica?
It's the
The
last week
end
of
of
June.
June. Yeah.
Okay. I just
I'll
want
be
to make
excited. I'm not sure if I'm going, but I'm hoping to.
You should,
Um,
because it's the closest one to you.
that's very true. Well, that and DC is also close to me.
Yeah, I haven't been to that one.
That one is, I feel like it's not as fun, but it's because it's a lot more like it's a lot newer. So I feel like people just haven't like found out about it yet, or they're just some people are just maybe waiting to see what it's like before they spend the money to go there.
That makes sense.
Because we all want to make sure it's not a waste of time or money.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Mhm.
okay. Well, so where can everybody find you and everything? Because I really appreciate you coming on. We had to wrap up a little bit, but I really appreciate you coming on. You are a joy. And I know when I saw you at the XRCO Awards, I'm getting old and it's in my mind exactly where I met you, but then I'm like, oh, that's right, I did meet her at X3. And I can remember everything
Mhm.
now, but I've got to realize that I'm getting old and the first thing that goes is the memory. And
I didn't take any offense to that whatsoever, by the way, because
some
like
still
we always see so many like we have so many bump-ins with people.
Well, the thing
Mm,
is like I'm
I feel like it
better
happens a
like
lot.
I'm really good with names and normally like when I see somebody I usually remember them like really well but it's like getting older and not dawning on me, and then it was a different I met you at X3 and we're just walking around and taking everybody pictures like, hey, smile for me, click, smile for me, click, smile
Like,
for me, click. Okay, I gotta continue on.
continue on. Carry on.
I gotta carry on. And then like I was in so much pain at X3 because my feet were done, they were just done.
Mhm.
So yeah. But anyway, where can everybody find you? Where can they yeah.
Yeah, your social
Your
medias or
social
any
media,
your
your social
sites.
media, your Twitter name and Twitter, I'm sorry, your X name, your Playboy.com name, your X video name, your Pornhub name, your Tumblr name, your MySpace, you know.
Don't worry, you don't have to say all of them.
No, you don't.
So my handle is pretty universal. Everything that I do have is under KISKCAKE. So that's like Twitter, Instagram, like any site you could think of, that's the name on it. Um, and then my Pornhub is just Selena Ivy, plain and simple. And that's all of them.
Okay, Miss Lace, where can I find you?
So you guys can find me on iamsarahLace.com. All of my links and my social medias will be on there.
And you can find us at the Burbank Misfits on Instagram, Burbank Misfits on X, Twitter, however you want to call it these days, and burbankmisfits.com. That's everything that we do from fitness, photography, videography. So you can find all of Sarah Lace's links also, and you'll see this fine podcast. And our merch store is up, so there's that. And
Exciting.
oh, Rawstar, RIWSCARR. That's just me and on my Instagram and my Twitter. Miss Ivy, you are a joy, a pleasure. I wish you the most success in everything that you do. I hope that you have amazing fun when you go down to Exotica. I hope that all your fans come out there and spoil you with love, kindness, and buying all your merch. And oh yeah, before we leave, thanks everybody. Oh, thanks everybody. Thanks the Rub PR for allowing us to have this fine individual on because he's spectacular, and we really
Thank
appreciate you at the Rub for bringing her on, like having her come on. And if you want to like have this person on your show in any type of capacity, please contact the Rub and they'll hook it up because this woman, we were lucky to have her on now, but when her demand goes up, it's gonna be a lot harder and you don't want to miss that. So go ahead and get your little taste of Ivy now. Again, thanks for coming on and we will see you all next week.
Sweet. Bye, babe.